Hello and welcome to Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Hijris, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around the Kingdom of Bahrain. So stay tuned and we'll be back. Under the patronage of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, the World Entrepreneurs Investment Forum 2024 WEF was held in Manama last week, concurrently with the Arab Leaders Summit 2024. Building on the successes of the WEF in 2015, 2017, 2019, and 2022. The WEF was facilitated by the General Secretariat at the UNIDO Investment and Technology Promotion Office in the Kingdom of Bahrain in partnership with the League of Arab States. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce in Bahrain, the Union of Arab Chambers, the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce, and a number of local and regional and international partners with the theme Achieving the SDGs through Fostering Innovation and Economic Growth. WEF 2024 aspires to address global challenges including poverty, inequality, climate change, peace, and justice within the backdrop of the Sustainable Development Goals. And to talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by the head of UNIDO ITPO Bahrain, Dr. Hashim Hussain. Welcome, how are you doing, Doctor?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you very much for receiving me in the studio today.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, I'd like to start off by asking you, the establishment of UNIDO in 1966 came to fulfill certain essential needs and accomplish various global aspirations. Can you tell us more about the history of UNIDO and its office in Bahrain in particular?
Sure. The office in Bahrain was established in 1996 to join the UNIDO Investment and Technology Promotion Offices worldwide. You need to have representation offices in more than 50 countries, but the specificity of the investment promotion and technology offices, they are mainly in industrialized countries. They are in Japan, they are in South Korea, they are in China, they are in Russia, they are in Germany, and they are in Italy. Recently, just opened one in Nigeria. The wisdom and the reasoning to open this office in Bahrain, because Bahrain was considered, until today is the financial hub, for the Arab region. And of course, when we talk investment, it means access to finance. So, the offices in industrialized countries, they mainly work on mobilization of investment from what we call industrialized to developing countries. Investment in cash investment, in technology transfer, and this is one of the most important elements of the ITPOs, technology transfer and know-how, and of course market outlet. The office in Bahrain works in what we call inflow, means the inflow of investment through Bahrain to the region, mainly the Arab region, but also we work on the outflow from the region to a number of other developing countries, mainly Arab countries and sub-Saharan African countries, and then of course Southeast Asia and other countries also. So we became in the middle of developing tools and programs to ensure flow of investment. What happened is the emerging of what's called the Bahrain model, or the Arab Bahrain model, which has been titled by the late His Royal Highness Prince Talal bin Abdul Aziz, the founder of AG Fund, and he nominated the Arab Bahrain model. And from that time, it grew with that model. Within the UN, it's known as the Enterprise Development and Investment Promotion, which is today is implemented in more than 53 countries worldwide. These countries include China, it includes India, it includes Turkey, and now recently even countries of the north, if we call the north like Italy, they have started to adopt the Bahrain model. Okay, the Bahrain model is how to develop the ecosystem for the stakeholders for startup and growth of small and medium, When we say stakeholders, we mean the financial institutions, we mean chambers, we mean universities, we mean R&D centers, we mean associations, we mean government institutions related to development of micro and small businesses, and of course, we work with the entrepreneurs, because only if we develop the skills of the entrepreneurs without enhancing the ecosystem which support the entrepreneurs, it does not work. So when we joined the network, one of the big challenges which faced us is that we have managed to mobilize investments to come to the region and beyond, but we couldn't find the local partners. Today, we call them entrepreneurs. But this was not there. Even the terminology of, which is a French terminology, entrepreneur, we couldn't find an Arabic version for the word entrepreneurs. There used to be called businessmen, businesswomen, okay? Then we brought, of course, when I speak in Arabic, the terminology is different than in English. They call it ashab al-amal, okay? It means a business holder. But then it didn't really give us, what they call it, the uniqueness of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is unique, is innovative, is passionate. There are so many indications for an entrepreneur to start an innovative idea. Then we managed from Bahrain, this is why I said it is Bahrain production, the word Ruwad A'mal in Arabic, entrepreneur. So this has been developed from Bahrain, and then it went to the whole Arab world. Today in the whole Arab world, they call it Riyadat Amal or Ra'id Amal. This has happened in the kitchen of Bahrain. About the small country have provided the whole Arab region even this nomination. This is one of the achievements of the Bahrain model, or the enterprise development and investment promotion. So for enhancing the Bahrain model, we within the UN we saw that there is no big event under the UN umbrella, for entrepreneurs. And this is how we brought the story of WEF, the World Entrepreneurs Investment Forum, from Bahrain. And in 2015, in the first World Entrepreneurs Investment Forum, we have brought what's called the Manama Declaration, which have been submitted to the General Assembly in New York. It has been adopted by a serial number, and this was through the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Bahrain. And then it has been transmitted to 193 countries. There are 11 calls from the entrepreneurs to the international community to support financial inclusion, R&D, education at the school level at the university, but also to establish a permanent secretariat in our office in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and we organize it every 2 years. And the year between, if there is a host country, we can do it there. This is why in 2022 it was hosted in Dubai, within the Dubai Expo.
Brilliantly said and very informative. Thank you for that. And now, since its first edition in 2015, the forum has achieved great achievements it's achieved great achievements to become the main forum designated for investment and entrepreneurs in the United Nations. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and the developments reflected specifically in this year's edition?
This year's edition, it was great. This year edition, in coordination with the League of Arab States and the Union of Chambers, we have been requested by the League of Arab States that, because they have been organizing, or they're working on organizing, the Arab Leaders Summit, that we should organize it concurrently. One of the main challenges today also facing the Arab world is job creation, And through the development of micro and small and medium businesses, it is the vehicle to find jobs, to create new jobs worldwide, in industrialized as well as developing countries. So we agreed, okay, in 2024 it came on the right time, because as we said, we do it every year. So 2022 in Dubai, now 2024 coming back in Bahrain. So we developed a joint committee to start working in developing the World Entrepreneurs Investment Forum 2024. And then they title it this year, the importance of also this year, they title it the Arab event in WEF. You know, WEF, the World Entrepreneurs Investment Forum, it is a global event, but we gave this year a specificity for the Arab region. And this is why we had what we call side events organized by the League of Arab States, mainly event on empowering people of disability, what we call them people with determination, how to empower them economically through the Bahrain model again, and productive families, how we ensure that we migrate the productive families from the informal to the formal sector. This is a very important element in development. So we had 3 ministers of social affairs: Libya, Egypt, and Bahrain. And then, of course, there were speakers from a number of Arab countries and even from outside of the Arab countries to see the best practices, you know, how to empower people with disabilities and, as I said, also productive families. And there was an exhibition on products, but all innovative products and solutions brought by people with disabilities and productive families from all the Arab countries, you know. And then also we had another exhibition, and it's for the first time worldwide we developed that kind of exhibition. It's called Art Techpreneurs, which means creative entrepreneurs, talented entrepreneurs. They use technology, artificial intelligence, digitalization in their product, okay? And they are into business, but they are talented. This is, we had different samples. You know, for example, the Bahrain Business Women's Society, they had about 15 artists. They developed their art into business. From our side, we have a number of entrepreneurs talented, like Nawala Sabbagh, which is the first artpreneur worldwide, have been nominated from Bahrain. This was 3 years back. And this is all fits on what we call today the orange economy or the creative economy. This is why we had, even in the forum, we had a dedicated panel titled Creative or Orange Economy, and we had Professor Filippo, who is the author of the book of Orange Economy. He is the one who gave this sector that title, the Orange Economy. And he used to be also the Minister of Culture of Colombia. He himself was there. He was in a fireside session. He talked about his book, and he talked about how this has been he published the book in 2011. Now most of the UN agencies, UNCTAD, UNICEF, UNIDO, they are all calling the creative economy, they call it the orange economy. This is why we had a specific also exhibition for that. We have on food, spices, you know, from Bahrain, because it is in the creative economy. We had jewelry, we had fashion from samples from Bahrain. We had even some schools, like Al Bayan School, they have exhibited their innovative products of the students themselves in the exhibition. Then if we go back to the conference itself, we have, of course, several topics. We had a panel on the 6 transitions, the role of the private sector and financial institutions to support the SDGs. There was a report was issued in September, just last year, showing that there are tremendous challenges facing the SDG achievement by 2030. That we are only going to achieve 30% of the goals. Some countries, they will be 300 years behind when we talk about SDG 5. It is gender. So we need the financial institutions and the private sector to play a role. And again, taking Bahrain as a financial hub, you know, that they can play a major role to activate developmental financial institutions like the Islamic Development Bank, like the Arab Bank for Economic Development for Africa, like the Saudi Fund, like the Kuwait Fund, like the Arab Fund for Economic Development, and others, and as well as private financial institutions, which they're already here in Bahrain, you know, national or regional or international, and of course the private sector. This is why we have the Arab Union of Chambers, of course, and of course the Bahrain Chamber. They were the main they were the main organizers. Also because the Bahrain Chamber, this year, from last year, they are chairing the Arab Union Chambers. So at the same time, we had the Bahrain Chamber and the Union of Arab Chambers, which Bahrain is chairing. So they became the echo of the private sector. So the financial institutions and the private sectors, how to help countries to achieve the SDGs. Another panel, as I said, was on the creative economy, on the orange economy, because this is one of the fastest growing sectors worldwide. It's all related to talent and creativity, Then we have a panel on food security, utilization of smart technologies. 80% of the farmers in the Arab region, they come from micro and small farmers. But there is an issue of utilizing of new smart technologies. How the farmers in the Arab region can adapt, smart technologies. There was also a very important topic on education at the school level and at the universities to boost innovation and entrepreneurship. And there were a number of international speakers from London universities, from Shanghai, from India, from Europe, from the Arab region, from Africa, to see the best practices of universities in boosting innovation. One of them, for me, of course, and for the whole organizing committee of WEF, the most important panel was the ecosystem for the stakeholders to enhance the development of micro, small and medium businesses. And we brought the model of Bahrain, which we, as UNIDO, Investment Technology Promotion Office, and the International Center for Entrepreneurship, which also part of our activities. We have two support activities. The ITPO, Investment Technology Promotion Office, assist in mobilization of foreign investment. The international, which used to be called the Arab International Center for Entrepreneurship, just 6 months back, it had been registered in Bahrain. Also, this is a major success of the Bahrain model, the International Center for Entrepreneurship. And this was through evaluation, thematic evaluation from UNIDO, looking into the Bahrain model and looking into the activities of the Arab International Center. They have recommended that this center to be forwarded or augmented to be an international center, because we are not only working in the Arab region, but we are working in more than 52 countries worldwide. This is, again, it attributes to the Bahrain model. Actually, if you might allow me, actually Bahrain from the year 2001, 2002 entered into strategic partnership with the government of Bahrain, and taking the vision of His Majesty, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa for the economic restructuring for Bahrain, and requesting from the government officials, from the private sector, from the civil society, that we should work on allowing youth and women to be part of the economic apparatus of Bahrain. This vision, through the Bahrain model and the strategic partnership of UNIDO, it has been traveled all over the world. This is why in 2016, during the celebration of the 50th anniversary of UNIDO, UNIDO have acknowledged and awarded King Hamad bin Isa on his vision, where millions, and this was even in the exchange of letters between our ex-Director General, Mr. Lee Yong, and His Majesty the King, that millions of youth worldwide, they have benefited from that model, and this is why Bahrain has been awarded to His Majesty the King, and also at the same time awarding the achievement of UNIDO Investment and Technology Promotion Office. This is, it add again to the Bahrain model or the enterprise development and investment promotion program. If we come back again to the panels, so I said there was a panel on education, and then there was a very important panel on women progression, and this was organized. There were several organizations were developing several panels, like the one on food security. It was organized by the Arab Organization for Agricultural Development. There was another panel on women progression. We're not using anymore women empowerment. Now we're using women progression. And this was organized by the Women Development Office, which is part of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, is based in Cairo. They developed that panel to discuss, especially for the 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, how they can enhance the women progression in the Islamic world. Also, there is another panel at the global level, look into best practices for the ecosystem for the stakeholders, and this is how they have been comparing the Bahrain model, the ecosystem of the Bahrain model, which mainly it was Tamkeen, it was the Bahrain Development Bank, it was the Chamber of Commerce, Industry, there was also fintech in the panel, and others. Of course, the Ministry of Industry and Commerce as a government body working on the development of micro and small businesses, and I had the honor to chair that panel, to showcase the world what is the Bahrain model is all about.
Brilliantly said. And now I want to ask you a little bit. I mean, the panel just sounds incredible. There are so many things, different facets involved, all brought together. Now, for example, can we talk a little bit about the outcomes? What are the outcomes that you see after a WEF forum?
Well, Khalid, this is an excellent question. What is next? We have been here for 3 days. We had the main conference or the forum. We had several side events. We had the exhibition, and actually this was all covered by a team of UN media, came from New York. They were doing a lot of interviews, they were doing a lot of filming, they were doing streamlining through the 3 days, on the whole coverage of the WEF, so that the whole UN media worldwide, they see it through all the offices, the different offices, organizations of the UN. This is also gave a big exposure and big coverage to what have been happening in Bahrain, during the WEF and also during the Arab Leaders Summit. Actually, it is always a dialogue and a discussion between entrepreneurs, where we had entrepreneurs from. We had about 900 and something entrepreneurs. I cannot even the figure because it was growing every day. And then this was physical, and there was more than 800 entrepreneurs online. And then there was the community as a whole who have been also watching through Zoom, through WhatsApp, through Twitter, and so on. There were about more than 2,000. Those are all. Because they have to register, and then when we reach that number, we have to close because we cannot take more. But then we will have a website where everything is recorded. Then entrepreneurs, millions of entrepreneurs can go to the website, because there should be an interaction and dialogue between the entrepreneurs and all the community. What I have been talking about: ministries, financial institutions, chambers, schools, universities, R&D center, and so on. And then we develop what we call the Manama Declaration, and now we're going to have the Manama Declaration 4, because we had 4 in Bahrain and 1 was in the United Arab in Dubai. Then the WEF also is the same. Now we have looked into summarize what is happening worldwide, challenges, and then we brought a brief summary of the recommendation. We call them calls. And then, of course, through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, it will be submitted to the General Assembly in New York. And then, as I said, always it gets transmitted into 6 languages. Now, maybe they will be adding 4, like Hindu and other languages. And then it will be transmitted to the member states 193 to know what have happened, okay, and what is needed to be done on the status of. This is why we do it every 2 years. Every 2 years we come and we see what is the enhancement and what is the new challenges facing the SMEs from startup to growth, and also to see what is required and what is the voice of the entrepreneurs. That is the beauty of the WEF, that here we listen to the entrepreneurs, not as it was before that they have to listen. Now we are listening. I mean, we, the community of the stakeholders of entrepreneurship. So again, we will start the démarche, and then of course we need to implement, and we need to implement it with our partners. And mainly there is a big community, mainly WEF is global, but we always focus on Arab and African entrepreneurs. And this of course through the continuous support of our partner, BADIA, the Arab Bank for Economic Development of Africa. They always sponsor a big delegation. For example, this year we had about 120, we call them delegate entrepreneurs, ministers, chamber of commerce, universities, financial institutions, R&Ds from Africa to be part of the WEF, and it was fully financed by the BADIA, also the Islamic Development Bank through the Solidarity Fund. They have assisted in sponsoring a big number of delegates from the 57 members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. As you see, we are building on developing networks and networks and networks through the Bahrain model. We are in the UN, but we are bringing network from the ecosystem of the stakeholders worldwide. So after we get all of these recommendations, we have to follow the implementation till we come back in the year 26. But there is a country which now requested to host the WEF next year. We're still working on that, so we'll have WEF 2025, and then in 2026 we will come back to Bahrain.
Brilliantly said. And now I'd just like to ask you our final question, which is that the UNIDO Investment and Technology Promotion Office in the Kingdom of Bahrain has recently been granted an award by the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa as it celebrates its 50th anniversary in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. What can you tell us about that award and its significance?
This was last night, actually. And actually, I just came directly. I came by the road. I came directly from there to here to the studio. Yesterday, the Arab Bank for Economic Development of Africa celebrated its Jubilee, its 50th anniversary. And there were, for the last just a few years, the bank has invested more than $13 billion from the Arab region into Africa. This also includes a lot of technical assistance. Actually, our relation with BADIA, they're taking the Arab International Center, or used to be called the Arab International Center, as their skills development body for Africa. So this is why we have been for the last 20 years working with them, even before WEF, how to develop programs in Africa, of course taking the Bahrain model. In the last 9 years on the strategy of BADIA for 2030, it's based on 4 pillars. Food security, means from the Arab region, how to support the food security in Africa, how to support the private sector, the infrastructure, and entrepreneurship. So the pillar of the entrepreneurship, we are hosting it for BADIA, and we're very proud. That's also all what is related. Of course, there are other partners, but we are one of the main partners with them, because actually this started a few years back with the Islamic Development Bank through ISIC. ISIC is the Islamic Guarantee and Finance Organization, as part of the Islamic Development Bank group. Even we have awarded Dr. Abdurrahman Ali Taha, who used to be used to be the founder and the general manager of Isaac, where we started with them working on the Bahrain model. So we have brought them, he's living now in the US, but he came in Bahrain and we awarded him because he deserved to be awarded because he played a major role in supporting the Bahrain model. So this is why I was there to be awarded, you know, as part of the awardees. There was also the African Development Bank there. There was the Exim Bank of Africa. There was the number of Arab organizations, you know, which have been working in supporting the enhancement of Africa. But we were from the angle of entrepreneurs through the Bahrain model. We have been awarded for our support for years on enhancing the economic development through innovation and programs for entrepreneurship.
Brilliantly said. Thank you so much for your time. This was a very illuminating talk, and we hope to host you again in the future.
For entrepreneurs, we'll do everything. Just to add up, on Wednesday, we are going to award more than 160 volunteers, which have been, you know, working calmly during the 4 days of the web, but they have been, for the last months, we have provided them. This is a new program now. We are working with universities to train volunteers, you know, when we have a big event like this. So on Wednesday at the premises of the Royal College, Royal University for Women, we're going to award those entrepreneurs, you know, and also we're going to have a specific entrepreneurs which are there. They have been volunteers for hospitality, because just before we end, I would like to say the gala dinner, it was been titled Bahrain Pearling Night.
Brilliant.
And it was folklore, it was food, it was music, and it was all done by entrepreneur. It was mainly through our chef entrepreneur restaurant, you know, number of chef entrepreneurs, of course, through the management of Bin Rajdan restaurant. They have developed that folkloric night. So we're also awarding those volunteers which have been providing the hospitality, and this is also going to grow. So we didn't finish yet the festival. We're still continuing the festival, and of course we'd like to thank the media. You know, the media, the television, Arabic and English, Bahrain FM Plus, you know, the magazine, you know, Bahrain Women, Bahrain this month, Al Bilad, which was also our media partner, Ivanshi, you know, for events, mainly it's one also of our entrepreneurs, Isa Muharrik. I cannot end, you know, to thank all who have been attributing on a major event. I would like to also thank the Chamber of Bahrain, and also our coordinator was Sonia Janahi for the whole web, our senior volunteer advisor, Mr. Al-Ibaidli, and others. I cannot omit, but there were hundreds behind the scene to bring this as a real success. Thank you, and thank you, especially Khalid, to bring me to the studio to inform the audience, you know, what was all about. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. And like I said, I hope to see you again, and thank you for this informative talk.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have more coming up on this episode of Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
Abdullah bin Adil Fakhro, Minister of Industry and Commerce, participated as a key speaker in the 7th Annual U.S. Alumni Reception, organized by the American Chamber of Commerce in Bahrain, AmCham Bahrain, in cooperation with the U.S. Embassy under the theme Lifelong Learning, in the presence of Stephen Bondi, U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain, and Qais Zabi, President of AmCham Bahrain.
Today it's a very important event because it covers matters relevant to alumni and students who study in the United States in general. This has become a very important annual event for many young people and graduates, and therefore we have many graduates who are today in different positions, be it in government like ministers, be it in the private sector, and be it educators. So this is the whole idea of bringing people together.
The purpose of today's event is basically to connect with other alumni and see where they are in life, as Fulbright scholars or as graduates of other U.S. Department of State programs. And it's always lovely to see where people, went and what they're doing, and play on the commonalities between all of us as U.S. Department of State graduates.
I'm really excited to be here tonight. We are gathering alumni of American educational and exchange programs here, and the theme of the evening is lifelong learning. The idea behind the event is that we are bringing together some of the top performers in Bahrain, those who have studied in the United States, those who have gone on exchange programs, and these are people who are contributing in enormous ways to Bahrain's own prosperity, growth, peace, security, stability. We in the United States are very proud of the connection that we have to these up-and-coming people who are making a real difference for Bahrain in the future.
The event reflects the value of educational and cultural exchanges. Study abroad and cultural exchanges are life-changing opportunities that expand minds and bring individuals of different backgrounds together. And Bahrain has a long tradition of building bridges between people and cultures. The two countries have always been pioneers in education, both in making it accessible and in putting it to work in the service of the greater good. The annual ceremony underscores AmCham's commitments to strengthen the strong ties between the Kingdom and the U.S. and to support the professional development of U.S. graduates in Bahrain.
The annual Marketing Day installation has become a benchmark example within the Year 1 and 2 courses at Bahrain Polytechnic. It is a symbol of transformational education, bridging the labor market gap between academic education practices on one hand and labor market demands and realities on the other, in compliance with Bahrain 2030 vision and the upcoming 2050 vision.
Well, the Marketing Day is created and designed for the students to solve problems, come up with business ideas, brands, and then test their ideas and marketing solutions on a marketing day in real life conditions with real customers. So nothing today is controlled. Any customer that will walk into a booth and buy, that would be genuinely because of their marketing ideas and marketing efforts and decisions that they made, because of their Instagram accounts and all the models and theories they used to come up with something that's attractive enough for a real customer to be interested in their products. So the whole business day philosophy is built on one thing: problem-based learning, and that's the philosophy of Bahrain Polytechnic, which fulfills the education reform requirement in Bahrain to get students closer to the market and to the labor market and to the needs of companies. Academic is easy. Every university helps students with academic, but the problem is employability skills. Problem is, how do you apply? How do you implement? Can you do this in real life? Are your decisions sound enough to attract customers? Or do they look good on paper, but when you implement them, nobody's really interested? So it depends on their research at the beginning of the year, and then they come up with a couple of ideas. They filter them down to 1 or 2 ideas, and then they choose the best one. They start building their business around it. They build a genuine brand. That's for the year 1s. Now for the year 3s, it's a little bit different because it's the same philosophy of problem-based, but they actually seek real brands that are not doing so well and struggling, and they need help, but they cannot afford to get a consultancy or a marketing consultancy to help them. Our students step in and help those businesses, which is our students giving back to the community and their social responsibility, helping real businesses stay in the market and float. And the result is businesses turn around and stay in the market rather than going bankrupt, and then those are unemployed people in Bahrain. So The whole marketing day is this implementation and manifestation of all this philosophy to reform education, to fulfill the market economy in Bahrain, and to improve the outcome of education so that they can help economy improve and grow rather than seek jobs and find someone to employ them and be job seekers. They become job creators and entrepreneurs in their own field. Today we have about 45 booths. On the course of 3 days, they add up to about 130, 135 booths and so. Total we have 800 businesses, but they're staggered on the 3 days because we couldn't get the capacity all in one day. We have 130 unique brands, and we have about 140 brands in total. The 130 unique brands are brands created by year ones, and they're today testing their ideas, and if it works, they can all go and start CRs or virtual CRs just out off the back of this day. So this is how real it is. Another interesting point is all these booths are being assessed today, so this is their exam. And so they're meant to be performing really well so that they can prove to the tutors that they've done their best in terms of research, in terms of decision making, and in terms of implementation.
The course's content and classroom experiences all revolve around the trainees' preparation and build-up of their marketing day business through research, planning, execution, and reflection.
Today is our marketing day for the marketing course. We are selling crochet products and jewelries. For the jewelries, we have necklaces, bracelets, and keychains, even earrings. So for the crochet products, we have bags, keychains, bookmarks, and coasters. All of these products are handmade and they are eco-friendly. Even the packaging is eco-friendly. Because strawberry is like, everybody loves strawberries, and we choose to put strawberries in our logo and even our products because like it's something that people get happy when they see. And we got benefit from dealing with customers, and we get experience, and we would know the environment around us when we are going to sell stuff, and teamwork. We know how to like deal with the people in our team and how to solve problems if we have any problems. So teamwork is the most important thing that we learn in this project.
The trainees are given full responsibility and guided autonomy to utilize and apply appropriate solutions to marketing problems to create, supply, and trade their chosen products or services at marketing day while generating leads, utilizing activation and conversion tactics towards their relevant target market segments using very efficient in-house designed and created booth fixtures.
Okay, we designed our booth by yellow color to make it catchy for people, and we are having our product is caps, which we are having two types, tracker caps and adjustable caps, and we are having it by high quality, and we designed it by our own, so we have our own design. Our skills that we know how to communicate with the customers, and we know what are the types of customers. Some customers only come and look and just say okay, and we will go and we'll come back. So we know the types of customers, and we know how to communicate with them. Yes, and we will have many also to help us also to work in different also places. The challenges, some people that they come and they say why this price is high, it doesn't deserve this price. So you must maintain your patience, and you be patient with them, and just you say for them and you explain for them.
Through trading and selling their products and services on the marketing day to the community and Bahrain's public, students are exposed and immersed into real-life market conditions in preparation for their future integration into the workforce. This renders it an application of education development's main pillars and the focus on strategic plans.
course, in collaboration with Injaz Bahrain, formally concluded the 2023-2024 Smart Investor Program with an awards ceremony. Distinguished guests included Her Highness Sheikha Hissa bint Khalifa Al Khalifa, Chairperson of Injaz Bahrain, and Sheikh Khalifa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, Chief Executive Officer of Bahrain Ports. Injaz Bahrain officials, Bahrain Ports' executive management, school coordinators, and students also participated in the celebratory events.
We're very happy to see the smiles on the faces of children today that just showcase the importance of these programs and the success of these programs that would drive the youth to get them involved in financial literacy and making sure the future generation have the right tools.
What we have seen today is impressive in terms of how aware the students are and the cooperation the schools have shown in this regard. The concept of this year for the Smart Investor Program is sustainability, smart cities, AIs, and all of these good important concepts that are for sure going to dominate the future. We have seen how good the students are and how aware they are, and the competition is very, very tough. And I'm sure the ones who will win will be motivated to continue, inshallah, for the future and do good for society, not only in Bahrain, but inshallah, reach out to other countries and the globe, inshallah.
To facilitate transportation, an autonomous vehicle around the complex, providing rides to desired locations. It's powered by solar energy and is connected to the internet. Additionally, a special bus will transport seniors from the complex to their homes, allowing them to communicate with their families. Funding for this project will require support from the government, companies, and capital nations. Our aim is to make affordable prices for all. Our presentation or project is talking about organic fertilizer, and it is you can use a lot of things like recycling food and lots of things. It's a very good habit or project, and I hope everyone does it. And how we did it was recycling food and taking it from other restaurants, putting it in one so we can help the plants and the environment.
The Smart Investor program has been running for the 5th consecutive year with the aim of equipping students with basic concepts related to money management, savings, and smart financial planning. Through interactive edutainment activities, the program's success in increasing financial literacy underlines Bahrain Ports and Injaz Bahrain's commitment to empowering a financially savvy generation.
My name is Sarah and I'm from Palm School, Class 4A, and what I learned from my project is that technology doesn't always hurt you. It can help you in some kind of ways, and we can really take technology to the next level and make it more encouraging and fun. I prepared it with my team and it was really fun because we really worked together and worked as a team and helped each other create our designs and make them come to life. Team Nefes, and we are representing Al Hikmah International School, and our city is called Bahrain 2030, but we are presenting a product. I'm Lilian Ahmed, the CEO, alongside with my team, Layan Ahmed, the Director of Marketing, Faris Salam, the Director of Innovation, responsible for R&D activities, and Mazen Hisham, the Director of Finance. Our product is a lamp-shaped air purifier that uses microalgae and zinc to take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen, providing a better quality of air. As you know, in the future, Bahrain will have a lot of pollution, so our Nefes comes to the rescue. Our product is made from recycled hand-woven palm leaf cover, recycled wood-based recycled glass, microalgae, zinc, and seawater. It's sustainable for 3 months at a time before you need a refill. Our product manufacturing cost is 5 BD and the price is 10 BD, leaving us with a profit of 5 BD. Our product has the function of 2 trees that fits the future and helping the environment. Now, whether you live in a house, apartment, work in an office, or just visiting Bahrain, Nafas can keep your air clean and healthy. It's just like having a garden that works all the time.
The Smart Investor program is one of the programs supporting Bahrain Ports' efforts in installing saving and investment concept as an early age. By recognizing and celebrating students' achievements through the Smart Investor program award ceremony, and they empower them to become financially responsible individuals and future leaders who can contribute to the kingdom's continued economic growth.
The Franco Film Festival kicked off with a wide-ranging international program celebrating cinematographic productions from across the French-speaking world: France, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Switzerland, Vietnam, Canada, and Morocco.
Welcome to the Francophonie event, which is organized once a year, and we are extremely happy to be part of it. I checked my records actually today, and what I discovered is that there are 88 members around the world that are members of La Francophonie. Among them 54. Switzerland is, one member, full member of La Francophonie. And of course for us it's very, very important because we have been raised in a culture where we have 4 different languages in Switzerland. So we have German, Swiss German if you want, French, Italian, and Romansh. So we put a lot of emphasis on the languages, and for us it's very, very important that we have French here because a lot of the Swiss who come here as expatriates are from, let's say, the French part, and we are extremely happy to have a school in Boussaïtine that can accommodate our children. So I would say Switzerland will be very, very happy to host also tomorrow a film that will be showed at about 7 o'clock, I think, in the evening. So we will be again here because we put a lot of emphasis on that.
I find that the event is very important because it bridges cultures, it bridges countries, backgrounds through something that is common between these cultures, is the French language. Okay? We are now part of a global community, easily reachable between countries, and the French community now is coming together for a movie festival, highlighting the cinematic culture and the beauty of the French language and the importance of that sort of communion. And so this is why we feel that it's quite important. We have countries, Francophone countries, taking part in this. I'm representing Canada. So Canada is also showing a movie on Tuesday. And then we have Morocco, and we have obviously France and some other countries showcasing. So each has their own cultural differences, and they each has their own charm, but the festival brings the community, the French community, together as one. So this is why I feel it's very important and it's very interesting. So I think we're bound to learn a few things about different cultures and different backgrounds, and I think it's beautiful.
The Franco Film Festival, I think, is an event to promote the Francophone films. So I'm very happy to be here this evening to participate in this very important event. The Franco Film Festival is a very important event to promote the Francophone films and the French language. So it's my great pleasure as the ambassador of Côte d'Ivoire, which is a French-speaking country, to be here this evening to participate in this important event.
Yeah, I think this event, the French Movie Week, is very important to bring external culture to Bahrain, even though Bahrain is a multicultural country, but nevertheless different countries have different cultures. So specifically through the movie theaters and directors and these things, it's very important to showcase what French culture has to provide as well, specifically now being in the Middle East. I wish maybe we have a German movie week in the future as well, but I think it's under process, so we hope then to see some German movies as well here in Bahrain.
It's a really very important event for us, for culture, for cinema, and for the role of culture in Bahrain. You know, we are having a special event, which is a Francophone Festival of Cinema. Meaning that, of course, cinema is at the very heart of culture in Bahrain, and a lot of Bahrainis like to go to the cinema. But tonight's event and the 4 days of the festival are very special. It will be the occasion for us to showcase the best of Francophone movies, Francophone countries, in the different movies that we will present in the festival. Not only movies but also animation movies for the children. And this is an opportunity for us to show the diversity of the Francophonie region, the Francophonie family, I would say, the Francophone family, and to show to Bahraini audience or non-Bahraini audience, but to people living in Bahrain, something new in the cinema. Its diversity, its beauty, and the messages that are conveyed in these movies as something which is very interesting for the public to discover. Well, if you allow me to tell that it's a 4 days festival, I understand that the movies, animation movies for the children are in the afternoon, I think at 5 p.m. And really this is an opportunity for all families to come and see these animation movies. And in the evening, of course, there will be some movies from different countries. And I would like to insist on a very important point, is that you will find movies coming from 4 different continents tonight, and cinemas from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, of course, and from America, with countries that are very famous for the quality of the cinema, and that we will present to the public during these 4 days of festival. So really, if you allow me to say, welcome to all, أهلا وسهلا لكل الناس لهذا المعهد.
Organized by the Embassy of France in Bahrain and the Alliance of Ghanses, the Franco Film Festival started showcasing Anatomy of a Fall, a French production, on the day of the opening, followed by The Painting, another French production. The festival also includes The Stunt Woman, a production from Switzerland, followed by Beautiful Minds, another production from Switzerland, as well as Aya Dio Pogon, a production from Ivory Coast, followed by Adventures in the Land of Asha, a production from Canada, and Night of the Kings, another production from Ivory Coast, in addition to Minga et la Cuire Cassé, a production from Cameroon, set to be showcased, followed by The Tailor from Vietnam, and finally, Mika by Morocco, to wrap up the Franco Film Festival 2024 on May 15.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Bahrain Now. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love to hear from you. Thank you once again, and as always, stay safe, God bless, and see you next time.